Hey everyone, welcome to the first devlog for my upcoming roguelike game. I'm Chance from Wishing Well Studios, and today I'm going to dive into the development journey so far and talk about what's coming up as I approach the release of my very first demo for my game Treasures and Battlefields. If you love roguelites, roguelikes, video games in general, and you're curious about how I've been building this game, you're in the right place. I would also appreciate it if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, and potentially wishlist the game on Steam when the Steam page is set up. Before we jump into the game, I figured I should introduce myself first so we can all get to know each other. If you don't care, fair enough, you can skip over this part. As I mentioned, my name is Chance, and Wishing Well Studios is what I'm calling this channel and also this game studio. I don't think anyone has that name. I looked around and I thought it was available, and I liked how it sounded. It also kind of had a little bit of a deeper meaning to it as well, because it's like, you know, you throw a coin into a well to make a wish, so it's like Wishing Well Studios, like I'm wishing that like I can make something. Anyways, I'm a 22-year-old college student that's just trying to make games. I've tried to make games on and off throughout the past several years, but I was always kind of stuck in tutorial hell. But over the past like year and a half, I've been pretty inspired by several different YouTubers, such as Thomas Brush, Thomas Stewart, and a few others. I'm pretty sure I mentioned both of them in the only other video I have uploaded on this channel. So since then I've been working on this game that I'm calling Treasures and Battlefields for the past year, a little over a year at this point. Whenever I've had time, I'm going to school for computer science, and so fall and spring are both pretty busy, and then additionally I work, so literally, you know, I have to spend a lot of time just trying to survive like most people, so, you know, all of that takes up a good bit of time throughout the year. Now, I have literally been playing video games almost my whole life. My favorite games of all time are Dragon Age Origins, Dead Rising, Resident Evil 4, The Last of Us, and Fallout New Vegas. I could list several more, but I don't want to go too into detail, and that would take up a good bit of time. Here's a story that I always like to tell people because I think it's pretty funny. My brother has told me this story several times. I was like 2 years old and I hopped on the family computer that just happened to have World of Warcraft on it because literally everyone in my family played World of Warcraft. I loaded into the starting area as a human warrior, and I just started killing all the wolves until I literally couldn't level up anymore. And this one person in the game got so mad because I kept killing the wolves that they were trying to get so that they could advance. They started sending me chats, and my brother like walked by or like passed by, and he saw that I was getting like spammed with messages, and he stepped in and he was like, yo, my 2-year-old brother is playing right now, so like sorry about it, like he doesn't really know what he's doing. And the guy was just like, yeah, okay buddy, you know, throwing a bunch of swear words at him. So my brother was like, okay, well he's just gonna keep doing what he's doing. You can continue to beef with the 2-year-old, but you know, that's on you. And I just always think about that story sometimes because I wonder what happened to that person. Like, and I wonder if they ever actually believed that they were beefing with the 2-year-old, because like they were, and that's just really funny. All right, that's enough about me. Just a brief overview about me and just a funny story that I like to tell regarding how I've been playing video games almost my whole life. But let's get into why everyone is here. So what is this game all about? It's a fast-paced roguelike dungeon game where each run is different thanks to random level generation, character upgrades, and just trying to have a good bit of replayability. You'll be exploring, fighting enemies, discovering loot, and facing off against unique bosses. Right now I'm getting really close to having a playable demo that will give you a taste of what the full game will feel like. It's still early days, but today I want to give you a look at where the game stands, what I've been working on, and what to expect when that demo drops. Let's start with the gameplay. The core loop of the game is simple. Navigate through the level while fighting enemies, upgrade your player, and survive. Creating that experience has been a lot of work. I've focused on getting the basic mechanics right, movement, combat, and a sense of progression. For right now, I only have one playable weapon, but I have a number of weapons that I'm working on integrating. I have several abilities, enemies in place, and I'm trying to make sure everything feels balanced. Each run through a level is meant to be different, as I mentioned, so sometimes there will be a challenge and you'll barely make it out of the room alive, or sometimes you might just be unstoppable. The idea is to keep it unpredictable and fun. I also want to make the game feel more unique, so I want there to be many different obstacles or different things that the player has to think about. I also spent a good amount of time on trying to get random room spawn generation. In a roguelike, this is one of the most important parts. The dungeon layout, enemy placement, loot drops, everything needs to be generated randomly but still make sense for the player. I want the player to feel like they're getting a slightly different experience every time they play, but without running into frustrating or unfair layouts. Right now, I only have one level, but the layout of the rooms between the first and last room are completely random. Each level will have a starting room and then a final room with a boss that matches that level. Now, let's talk about the art direction. I'm aiming for a pixel art style that's easy on the eyes but still packed with detail. I'm not an artist, I can't draw like period, so I think voxel pixel art style really hides my limitations. I also find it easy to work with, and I think I've made some really nice looking models. Worst case scenario too, I can just kind of rip off Minecraft. Don't sue me, it was a joke. I've made several enemy designs already, and the environment are starting to come together too. One other thing that I have started doing is using commercial use free assets that I feel fit my game. I'll put a link to those, the main big asset packs that I've started using, in the description. If anyone wants to take a look at those, I think these are really nice looking, and I think they fit my game. When this game is released, there will also be a menu for credit for these commercial free assets that I used, or different sound effects. Just, you know, I want to give credit to work that's not particularly mine, but I was able to use in a way for my game. So that will be another way to check everything out. One of my goals is to make sure that even in these early stages, the game has a unique and cohesive visual style. I want players to feel like they're stepping into a world that's rich with character, even if it's still a bit of a work in progress. Looking ahead, there's a lot more to come. I'm planning on expanding the levels with new environments, enemies, and deeper gameplay mechanics. I'm trying to figure out how many levels I want to have and a theme for each level. I'm thinking right now 3 to 4 levels, but obviously that can change. I know I wanted at least 3 because I wanted to do more than 2, but there's still a lot of work to do. I'm committed to making this game something special. I do want to talk about something I am currently working on with 2 new enemy types. I've made models for both, but I still have to implement them. And one of the asset packs actually has models for both the things I made, and I may end up using those models because I think they're better looking than what I came up with. One is a spider that will walk on the ceiling and will shoot webs at the player. This is kind of like work in progress, but I'm thinking the webs will slow the player down. Additionally, I'm working on a slime enemy that will jump around and potentially leave slime on the floor that will also slow the player down if they get caught in it. I'm just trying to add some more variety to the game and more obstacles, just so the player kind of has more to deal with in terms of like, they're not just like looking straight ahead at all times. In the next devlog, I'll be diving deeper into some of these upcoming features, and I'm hoping that my demo will have been released by then and I can get some feedback. If you have any suggestions or feedback based on what I've shown you so far in this devlog, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Now, currently the Steam page is still a work in progress. I'm hoping to get it fully set up and a demo uploaded to it here within the next month or 2. And I think that that is a realistic goal. I have some stuff I have to tweak, 1 or 2 things I want to kind of overhaul, but a lot of the groundwork has been laid. It's just a matter of finding time to finish that part of it up. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for with the demo, for it to be available to play like in a month or 2. And like when it's like about to be released, I will upload another video. Thanks so much for following along on the start of this journey. I'm beyond excited to share this demo with all of you soon. I've been working really hard on this project in between work and school. I even cleaned my office for this video. When I wrote this script a long time ago, it's a mess again. I can't wait to hear what you think. Hopefully I have more content for you sooner rather than later. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any updates. Until then, stay tuned for more devlogs, and I'll see you in the next one.